Actually, it was going to be snow and rain.
All right, Nicole, whenever you're ready.
So your speech is
No, it's okay. Let him kind of calm down. I'm not ready.
You're going to still laugh at that. It just recorded you.
I don't know how many of you are interested in the History of Travel channel. Personally, when I'm watching TV, it's not going to be the first network I choose from. But recently, I watched a program that was extremely interesting and intriguing. On the Discovery Channel, there's a series done by Brad Meltzer called Decoded, and recently there was an episode done on the Devil's Graveyard. The Devil's Graveyard pertains to the 12 triangles located all over the world. Some of them we may know of are the Easter Islands, Egyptian pyramids, Stonehenge, and most infamously the Bermuda Triangle. Within that, those aren't even the most dangerous of the 12 available. What I'm going to discuss with you today is the Alaskan Triangle. In the Alaskan Triangle, more than 60,000 people have gone missing since 1988. That means 4 in every 1,000 people will simply vanish. That's not exactly a scary ratio, but the next time you're at, say, Maplewood or Rosedale Mall, assume everyone there is gone without a trace. Alaska itself is 425 times the size of Rhode Island, and the disappearance rate there is 16 times the national average. That's a pretty high number when you're thinking of a vast area like that. The Alaskan Triangle itself extends from Juneau to Barrow to Anchorage, so it's a pretty vast area. Along with that, things like planes, ships, entire crews, and all varieties of outdoorsmen have simply gone missing. This is seriously mysterious because many of these people have experience and training in knowing how to protect themselves in these environments. In that statement, I think the Alaskan Triangle is a dangerous place, and there are many theories on these disappearances. The first theory for the Alaskan Triangle being a dangerous place is the legend of Kushtaka. In Alaska, there is a Native American tribe called the Tlingit tribe, and they believe Kushtaka is an evil spirit. His goal is to capture your soul and keep your spirit as his slave. The way he attracts you to him is he doesn't sneak up behind you and attack. He seduces and allures you to come with him. Along with that, in the show, Brad Meltzer interviewed a tribe leader who had an age-old tale about the legend of Kushtaka. The legend goes, a grandmother and her boy were in the backyard. The grandmother was at the smokehouse, the boy was dwindling in the yard. Soon the boy saw his grandmother at the edge of the woods, and she was enticing him to come towards her. Obviously, the boy followed his grandmother into the woods, secluded deeper and deeper, and once allured back far enough, Kushtaka revealed himself, destroyed the child, and kept his soul for himself. It was really interesting listening to Brad Meltzer interview this tribe leader because these people literally talked about it like it was Voldemort from Harry Potter. It was really bizarre how shaken they were about Kushtaka. The second theory for the Alaskan Triangle being a dangerous place is energy anomalies. The most common energy anomalies are vortexes and wormholes. A vortex is a spiraling energy that brings everything to its center, where a wormhole can be considered like a tunnel with two ends. At each end, there's a different space and time and dimension where you can get sucked through and transferred. Either of these can be connected to the matter when a plane, ship, entire crew, and huge groups of outdoorsmen go missing, and there's absolutely no evidence of a disaster or a wreckage. That's why this can be so confusing and a reliable theory when no one can figure out what's going on. The third theory for the Alaskan Triangle being dangerous is methane deposits. Geologists suggest those who vanish at sea are victims of fire and ice deposits. What this means is methane builds up in bubbles underneath the ocean and releases, decreasing the buoyancy in the water and the density in the air. So when a ship goes over the decreased methane, the buoyancy decreases, it will sink, where a plane will simply fall and crash. This is a great example of two politicians that disappeared December 5th, 1945, Boggs and Birch. They were flying from Anchorage to Juneau right through Prince William Sound, which is where a lot of methane deposits are. The plane crashed and they vanished. This was at the time the biggest air and sea search, where they used 400 private fishing vessels, 12 Coast Guards, and the SR-71, which is a spy plane that is used secretly for military technology. But within that, all that military and all that hype, nothing was ever found. All in all, Alaska is one of the most majestic places on Earth. It experiences 4 months of sunlight and even longer of dark. Along with that, there is a 30% deviation in many compasses. From the methane deposits, energy anomalies, and the Kushtaka legends, the theories show the Alaskan Triangle is a dangerous place. Leaving the people of Alaska to assume that the missing people is just an active feature of their land. As Brad Meltzer said, we may never understand the proportions these graveyards can have in the world, but we can understand what spots are definitely suffering from them.